Shalom, shalom. I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Yahweh is the Most High God, and Yahawashi is who the world it only calls Jesus Christ. I want to give a double honors to the other apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well through the Spirit, and mighty shalom to the hopeful elect that are scattered four corners of the earth, teaching His word and believing His word, Lord willing, in the same spirit that they endure. Be sincere, and shalom to the Akwatian that are believers of His faith and His truth. Lord willing that you continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife. The Lord willing to most have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith. Right? Today we're going over the white horse and the red horse in Revelations, the 6th chapter. The white horse and the red horse are against each other, through the spirit and in real time. Right? So Lord willing, this is edifying and you get some understanding out of this, right? Lord willing, we can agree and be on one accord. I know that's what my elders always push, if two can agree, they can walk together. Amos 3:3. And, teachers always push, you should always edify the sheep daily. The Lord put us in front of the door to feed His sheep so that they can come in and out. So let's get into it. This is Revelations. I'm going to start at verse 1 and read verse 2 so we can get understanding on the white horse. And it says, "And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard as it were the noise of thunder. And one of the four beasts saying, Come and see. And I saw, behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer." Right? The white horse is Yahawashi, right? Because he's going to conquer. Horse represents power. Like when you got a car or a truck that got a Hemi, they usually call it horsepower. Yahawashi, even this red horse, have power. Power goes into authority, right? And I'm gonna just go to a side precept if I can. I've been bringing this precept out for the past few days, but just to back up that Yahawashi has power, he has authority, right? Because that's what that horse represents, power. Going to Revelations, the first chapter, in verse 18. When you get into these lessons, precepts become a puzzle. You got to put the puzzle to, you got to put the pieces together to make the puzzle whole. So we're going to make it whole by getting this understanding on the white horse and the red horse, especially going into understanding of their power. So it says, I am he that liveth and was dead, and behold, I am alive forevermore. Amen. And have the keys of hell and of death. Hell represents a condition, a lower state, right, which the children of Israel are in. The other nations are on high, starting with Esau. And of death, the Lord can put you right in the spirit world, literally. So let's get this linear or the homology of the word key, just so you can see that Yahawashi has power. Just make Yahawashi be true and every man a liar. I could tell you that he has power, but we want the scriptures and we want the understanding of things to give us the sense so we can know, right? I think Calais, right here is the point, biblical usage, a key. Since the keeper of the keys has the power to open and to shut, a metaphor in the New Testament to denote power and authority of various kinds. So this white horse has power. He has power to put you in hell or in death. Yahawashi has the power to give you life, to raise you from the dead, like he did Lazarus. He has the power to heal, let alone he has power to subdue the kingdoms, because it said in Revelation 6 that he's going to conquer. He's going to go conquering and to conquer, right? So Lord willing, y'all paying attention. I'm going to show another example of power, right? Because back in your history, people that was in power was on horses or they were being carried, and even when you look at old slavery time, you couldn't be a slave on a horse. Go watch the movie Django. You see how people was looking at him when he was riding on a horse. This is Ecclesiastes 10:7. I have seen servants upon horses, princes walking as servants upon the earth. Right? A servant is on a horse, so he's a example of power. Now I got this receipt right here. This statue that was taken down in New York, the Theodore Roosevelt statue. Now I wish it was the 12 tribes sign that I got, but I don't have that saved on my computer. So this picture is this is Theodore Roosevelt right here. This represents the southern kingdom, Judah. This represents the northern kingdom. This is Gad. And when Esau came to the Americas, he subdued both kingdoms, right? The southern kingdom and the northern kingdom, right? But it was Gad that was over here first, and the rest of the northern kingdom, and then Judah eventually came. So then when he got a hold of the natives and Jake, eventually, of course, he had the whole 12 tribes. And, by the prophecy, the Lord scattered us from earth by the hands of our oppressors. The Lord said we was going to serve them in hunger and thirst. So the servants rule over us. Let me get another one. Lord willing, you understand that riding on a horse is a symbol for power. Limitations, the 5th chapter. So when I went to Revelations chapter 1, verse 18, he has the power to put you the power over hell and death. Us being servants, us being lower than our position is an example of Yahawashi's power putting us in hell. Hell is a condition. There's no literal hell that they give you, Hades or 10,000 feet in the earth. No, that's made up fairy tale, right? Hell is a condition. The lake of fire is real, which is going to be caused by fire and brimstone by these ICBM missiles, right? So another one is Limitations 5, verse 8. It says, the servants have ruled over us. There is none that doeth deliver us out of their hands. And the ones that rule over us, they have a power seat, right? A power seat. So a horse is an example of a power seat, right? Like the elites of today, the rulers of today. Yes, you got your presidents, but you have a higher class. right? And you don't see them, you know, just like when it was the 12 Caesars in Rome. It's levels. Yes, you've seen the Senate every day, but the ones that's holding the decrees on what to do and what not to do, like King Antiochus in the Greek captivity, he was a higher class ruler, even though he had other rulers underneath him, you know. But in the time we're living in now, which is the worst captivity in the earth, the elites are living so high that you can't even see them, right? So the servants have ruled over us. Everything you eat, your clothes, for nakedness and thirst. What is that? In Deuteronomy 28, we're going to serve our enemies in hunger, thirst, and nakedness. So they're sitting on a high seat, a seat of power, right? So Yahawashi is in a seat of power, right? So let's go back to Revelations chapter 6 again, because that's the whole point. I want to keep refreshing you on verse 2 so you can understand the power of Yahawashi. So I already showed you the keys that Yahawashi has. He has the power to open and shut the door, and he has powers to put you in hell or to death, right? Revelation 6 and 2, and I saw and behold a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. Now I'm going to show an example of him having crowns, which is the end times, because of course he's sitting on his throne right now, but when he comes back and he destroyed this kingdom and destroyed the rulers that be, he's going to have many crowns. And the crowns is the symbol of all the empires before. Daniel, the second chapter, the statue in Nebuchadnezzar's dream, right? This is Revelation 19. I'm going to read 10 to 11. No, I'm going to read 10 to 12. 12 is the point. It says, and I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahawashi, the records, the reports. Worship God, for the testimony of Yahawashi is the spirit of prophecy, right? It's a spirit going on where prophecies is being brought out daily, right? It says, and I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse, which we're reading in Revelation 6. And he that sat upon him was faithful and true, and in righteousness he doeth judge and make war, right? Because Exodus chapter 15, verse 3, the Lord is a man of war. Even Yahawashi is the man of war. Didn't the Lord raise up judges, right? And we reject the judges. This man that's sitting on the white horse is considered a judge of judges. That's Hamashiach Yahawashi, who the world inly calls Jesus. Verse 12, it says, his eyes were as a flame of fire, going with Revelation chapter 1. And on his head were many crowns, Daniel chapter 2, right? When you look at Babylon, the Persian Medes, the Greeks, the Romans, he's taken all the rulers' power, right? All their authority, taking their crown and putting on his head. It says, and he had a name written that no man knew, but he himself. This is not talking about, Jesus got many names. No, he only got one name, which is Yahawashi. It says he has a name that nobody knows. This goes into his authority. And this is why, like my teachers that I believe the Lord led me to, that try to make sure you get understanding. You got to go into the etymology of the word name, right? So what is name? Or he has a name written that nobody know but he himself. Oh, shalom, brother Ephraim Ban Yasharallah. Shalom, right? So when you go down to where it's talking about, what did I want? Is this what I want? Yeah, this is what I want. Salaki family. Okay, I'm gonna read this, right? Because it's right in this paragraph right here. So of proper names, the name is used for everything which the name covers, everything the thoughts or feeling of which is aroused in the mind by mentioning, hearing, remembering the name, i.e., for one's rank, authority, interest, pleasure, command, excellence, and deeds, right? This is going into Yahawashi's rank. This is going to Yahawashi's authority. So he having many names. He has a name that nobody know but himself. He has a rank. He has an authority, and we've seen the authority in Revelation chapter 1 verse 18. He has the power and authority to put in hell, take out of hell. He has the authority to put you to death or bring you to life, right? And if you missed any precept, you can always rewatch the video over again, right? So I keep quoting verses, and I want to make sure that y'all following and remember. When it comes to a puzzle, you got to put the pieces together, and sometimes the puzzles don't look right, and you got to reevaluate. So I want to make sure that you can see the puzzles getting brought together. So I keep quoting this verse, and I'm just going to it again. Revelation chapter 1 verse 18. It says, I am he that liveth. This is Yahawashi. Let's click the red letters. This is Yahawashi saying, I am he that liveth and was dead. And behold, I am alive evermore. Amen. And have the keys of hell and of death. This is not literal hell, which IUIC and other people might tell you, oh, it's going to be a burning forever. No, ain't no such thing as a hell burning forever. When you go into Psalms 104 verse 4, the Lord says, the angels are a spirit and the ministers a flame of fire. Your spirit is a fire. Your spirit is a fire. So how can you burn forever? When your flesh die off, how can you burn forever if your spirit is already a fire? This hell is talking about a condition. When Job got swallowed up in the fish, he said he was in hell. Hell is a condition. The children of Israel, what are they in? If they're not in rulership, what are they in? They're in a lower estate. Revelation chapter 11. They're dead from the neck up. That's hell. Without the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Lord, you are regarded as nothing. Solomon chapter 9, Songs of Solomon chapter 9, verse 6. Y'all can go look up those verses that I'm bringing out, and line them up for yourselves, right? So I'm going to go back to Revelations, the 19th chapter, because it's a verse that we want to get out of this verse, because it's still leading to the white horse, right? Because this white horse is going to be against the red horse. So we need to look at his power. We see he's going to have many crowns. We see he's going to go conquering and conquering. He's a judge and of war, right? He's a man of war, man. Right? Verse 11, it says, he doeth judge and make of war. So that's power, right? Verse 12, it says, his eyes as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name was called the Word of God, going to St. John chapter 1, right? Again, verse 14, and the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. We're going to come back to this verse, right? Because I just wanted to show you the white horse again, but we're going to come back to this. We're going to deal with, he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, right? So let's see, because that's a prophecy. If this is a prophecy, we have to line them up. Remember, this is a puzzle. So Isaiah chapter 63. Isaiah 63 in verse 1 and 4. This didn't happen. Yahawashi didn't come and his garment was like it was dipped in blood. That didn't happen yet. So this Isaiah 63 verse 1 and 4, it says, who is this that cometh from Edom? Right? Edom is red. It says, with thy garments from Basra, the capital state. This new Basra is America. This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. What's the greatness of his strength? The chariots, right? Because the white horse represents power, and it's not a literal white horse. That white horse that he's going to be riding in is going to be a chariot, right? The red horse, Esau's power is the stealth bombers, his fighter jets, and so on, right? And his other technology weapons. It says, I that speak in righteousness mighty to save. What is Yahawashi? What is his name? Yahawashi. What does it mean? He saves, or he redeems, or basically he delivers. That's what salvation is, deliverance. Yahawashi is our salvation. right? It says, wherefore art thou red in thy apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat? I was trodden the wine press alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. Right? That's coming very soon. That's why we want to hear prophecies continually, because prophecies is something that's going to have you prepared for what's to come. If you're not trying to hear these things, when this do happen, you're not going to be prepared. Hey, you might lose faith. You're going to see death. If you're still in this earth and you didn't die and go to the heavens, like some people are going to die on this side for the name and for the truth of Yahawashi. If you endure to the end and you're still here, you're going to see a lot of death. When Yahawashi come, is going to be the greatest massacre. He's going to beat records. You know how America, they like to keep records. Yahawashi is going to have the highest death rate in the world when he comes back, right? So now we're going back to Revelations 19 again. We're putting the puzzles back together. So we read 13. We're going to read it again. Now we're going to go to the point of verse 14, right? This is Revelation chapter 19 and verse 14. So like your family, my computer is going to be moving slow. The fire is overloading. Revelations 19 verse 13 and 14. It says, he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name was called the Word of God. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses. This army that this is talking about is the elect that died in his name, right? That went into the heavens, right? The ones that died for the Lord. Revelations 20 and 4. The ones that didn't follow the image or the beast or take his mark, those are the ones that's going to come with Yahawashi and white horses. What white horses are that? Power. They're going to come on chariots too, right? The starting who is the armies? The 144,000 and the rest of the angels, Michelangelo, Gabriel. But the elect, we're over the angels. We're angels too. We're power too, right? We're part of the Lord's army, dealing with the 144,000. It says clothed in fine linen, white and clean, right? That's that 144,000. I'm gonna give you a precept just to show the white clothes. Daniel, the 12th chapter. This is Daniel chapter 12, and we're gonna read verse 10. It says, many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. The wise are going to understand. When you go to Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 9, it says, those that put their trust in him shall understand the truth. Those are going to be the ones that's going to convert and change their ways. And they're going to be purified and made white and tried, right? When you really look at the tribulations and the trials, it's for all Israel, but it's really for the servants, the men of the Lord. The 144,000, all the weight is on you. When you're doing a lesson, when you're trying to teach, right? It doesn't matter if I'm saying I follow 100% truth. You're going to have people that bump up against you. This truth is going to be attacked because it happened back then with the apostles, the prophets, with Yahawashi. The truth of Yahawashi is going to be persecuted, right? From your own people that say that they're in the truth, they believe in Yahawashi, even people that's not in the truth. They're going to be targeted. That's the point of being tried. Jacob's trouble is for all the 12 tribes, but initially is for the 2/3, because the 2/3 are going to catch hell. They're going to catch a real freaking crazy hell when Jacob's trouble comes. They're going to be bugged out. But the elect of the Lord that's going to be tried, they're going to continue to move forward. Right now, I see the brother put I'm gonna read your precept. I would definitely read that precept. The brother putting Baruch, the 5th chapter up. Let's see what the brother talking. We're gonna go to Baruch chapter 5 and verse 1 and 2 that the brother put on the comment section. Oh man, this computer is crazy. So this is Baruch chapter 5 in verse 1 and 2 that the brother Ephraim put up. It says, "Put off, O Jerusalem, the garment of thy mourning and affliction, and put on the comeliness of the glory that cometh from God forever. Cast about thee a double garment of the righteousness which cometh from God, and set a diadema on thy head of the glory of the everlasting." When you go to Matthew 22, that's another point of the garment. The garment is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You know, that's what the elect men, even you other men and women, y'all gonna be putting that on too. But just to going back into that army that we was just reading, they're going to put on that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Right, the 144,000 has a different load than the rest of the Israelites. Yes, there's the elect means a special from their class. The 144,000 is a special of their class because they're the government of Yahawashi, right? And all empires had a government under the king. And then you had the other people under them, right? So let's go to that was a good precept, King. We're gonna put that in the arsenal. This is 1 John chapter 3, and we're gonna read verse 1 and 2. Right? Again, this is going with Revelations 19 and 14. Revelations 19 and 14. This is 1 John chapter 3 in verse 1 and 2. It says, "Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of God. Therefore, the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not." Right? The elect men, right? They're not known either in this world, right? Even if how much work that you do, like of course we don't know if we're the elect, but being honest, the elect men, starting with the 144,000, the rest of the believers, they cleave to this truth. They're being converted each and every day. Where the elites, they know where the children of the Lord. As soon as the word come out and it's rebuking or judging their empires and what they do, they're getting afraid. All empire, Haman was getting afraid, right? Antiochus, why you think he made decrees? Not that they know if we follow our Lord is going to be against them. In the wicked, they hand down all their history to the descendants. Why you think they got a clutch on us the way that they do? You know, verse 2, it says, beloved, now are we the sons of God, and it doeth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. It just said we're going to be like him. The 144,000 as an army, they're going to get a glorified body like the rest of Israel. But the 144,000 is the army of the Lord. Let's get Philippians chapter 3. If we're going to have a glorious body like him. I just got to get it. I got to get it. And you can put a side note too. You can go to 1 Corinthians chapter 15. I would say start at probably verse 48, but 51 to 54. That glorified body is an immortality body. You're going to be immortal. You won't be able to die. We're going to be able to do supernatural things. This is Philippians chapter 3, verse 21. Who shall change our veiled body that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body, according to the works whereby he is able even to subdue all things unto himself. How is he able to do that? Because he has the keys, he has the authority to shut the door and open the door. He has the power to bring you into hell or take you out of hell, put you to death. He has that power. So he's going to have that power to change our fashion in this mortal, dumb, weak flesh, this veiled body, and give us a glorious body like his, man. We're going to be like Yahawashi, man. Talking about men of the Lord, man. Right? We're going to be like gods. Only the white horse is going to be able to give that to us. Through the spirit, the red horse. Don't the red horse make, they're making these joints where humans can fly on their little jet packs. Some of them flying over water. They got the little water jet packs. You can go in the water and put it on your back and make you swim faster. That's a carnal mind. That's a worldly flesh invention. The Heavenly Father gave Yahawashi the power. Yahawashi is going to give us power. And the things that they want to do, they want to fly, they want to run super fast. We're going to be able to have supernatural power by Yahawashi, right? So I just gave y'all that. Let's go back and read this verse again in Revelations 19:14. And this is going to sum up the white horse power, right? So again, Revelation 19, verse 14, it says, "And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses." Now, I don't want you to think only the ones that die are going to be part of the armies. No, because some of the Israelites are going to still be on the earth, right? They're going to still be on the earth. Some is going to get scarcely saved by the skin of their teeth. Some of them is going to die because of their faith in the Lord. They don't want to take the charagma, the MOTB. Some of them are going to be beheaded. Revelations 20:4. But some, a good few, are going to still be on the earth because the great deliverance is happening in America, but all throughout the whole four corners of the earth, right? And some of the mighty men are going to be doing miracles in that day on earth. So while some of the ones that die are going to be with the Lord, that's 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 15 to 17. The ones that's living, we can't stop the ones that are asleep in the spirit world to get their glorified bodies first, because they're already with the Lord. So when Yahawashi on his way back, they're going to be coming back with Yahawashi on that horse in chariots. Then the elect that's on the earth are going to get beamed up. I don't know how, because we prophesy in part. I don't know how, where everybody going to be doing, where you're going to be at. But whoever's still on the earth that is part of the 144,000 in, that accumulate the 1/3, you're going to get beamed up wherever you are at, right? So in the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. Only the elect is going to get this garment. This is what we're pursuing. You're pursuing to please Yahawashi, so that you can come and see the judgment of the nation, starting with Easu. If you're not aiming to be on these chariots to get beamed up, you're going to be destroyed here. It's nothing. I can't stop America to get destroyed. Guess what? In your past life, all those prophecies that was supposed to happen in that time happened. We can't say that they didn't happen, because why the hell is Israel scattered four corners of the earth? Why are you in America? How is Esau ruling again? If this is the end times, 2 Ezra 6:9, it says Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning that followeth. That means those things, some of those things were fulfilled. So we can't stop prophecy. Anything you do, nobody can stop what's going to happen. So now that we got that, you got the white horse is Yahawashi, the one that is riding on the white horse. The white horse represents power, and he's going to come on a chariot. Now, I can give you another side example. Do I want to give you that? Let me see. Do I want to give you that? Do I want to give you that now? No, I'll wait. I'll give that to y'all later. I'll give that to y'all later. This is Revelation chapter 6 and verse 4. Now we're about to go into the red horse. So I gave you a little bit of the white horse about Yahawashi's power and his authority. Now I'm about to give you the power and authority of the red horse, right? So this is Revelations uh, chapter 6 and verse 4. It says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. We got two good key parts. Red, right? He took peace from out the earth, killing one another, right? And he was given a great sword. Now, some of y'all probably got precepts popping in your head. Hey, Lord willing, they lining up. The first one I'm gonna go to is Genesis 25, because it's giving you the depiction that the horse was red. Horse goes into power, right? The white that we was talking about, Yahawashi, is him having that glorious apparel, right? But this red is a symbol of a nation, and this nation was always described as red. Oh no, this person was red. No, no. When we look at a nation being called red because of Esau, his descendants was going to carry that mark. That's why when we say Esau is the so-called white man and woman, Esau is not considered white. He was never called white back then. He was called red or reddish. Red as a depiction from red either being pink, right? But this is Genesis 25. And if you can't see it, hey, I'm not here to make anybody see what I see, but you have to understand the Lord is these scriptures is like the best rapper on the earth. It comes in different metaphors. You have to be able to break it down, right? So Genesis 25, I'll give you 23 to 25. 25 is the point. It says, the Lord Yahweh said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. The one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. Now, this didn't happen, but it happened for a point of time. In the time of Saul, David, and Solomon, Esau was under our rulership. But it didn't say in this verse at a point of time. The elder was supposed to always serve under us, which is Esau. He's going to get that when Yahawashi returns. It says, when her days be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there was twins in her womb. Right? And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. It's just saying that how red he was, it covered his body like a hairy garment. He didn't come out mad hairy. It's just saying he came out red all over like a hairy garment. Like when you put a garment on and it got hair or like an animal fur, there's hair all over it. He's just red all over it. Sometimes you have a baby and it comes out red, and then eventually get its pigment. But that red was a symbol of what his nation was going to be. They were going to be reddish, right? That's just plain. But that's a symbol and a sign of him being red, right? I want to go to another one. This is Dylan. This is going to show proof about the red. I don't know. I believe all of y'all know about Harad in the time of Yahawashi, the time of Judah, Benjamin, Levi in the hands of the Romans, when Harad decided to kill the firstborns, right? This is Revelation chapter 12 and verse 3 and 4. It says, and there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon. You see that red again? Dragon just represents a serpent. So this same red dragon represents the serpent of old. That serpent that beguiled Eve. That same spirit is in this natural Esau now. That same spirit that's in natural Esau was in Cain. What did Cain do? He killed his brother. What did the serpent do? He beguiled. What do Esau do? Beguile. What does devil mean? A liar and a manipulator. That's what guile is, right? So it says, having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his head. That goes into Rome and NATO and EU, right? The 7 heads is that Roman face, right? Or the Edomite face, which is Rome, Greek, Germany major, minor, the French, the British, and the Spanish, right? And we're in that same cycle all over again, because the little horn was going to come out of this 7 beasts, right? In verse 4, it says, and his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven. The stars represents the Israelites. What is the third part? The southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. How his tail drew, right, because of Harad. And I'm gonna get a precept to show that. It says it did cast him to the earth, and the dragon stood before the woman which was ready to be delivered, which we're gonna say is Mary, or to devour her child as soon as it was born, right? Because he was told that a king, a savior, was going to be raised up in Israel. Now I'm going to show you something, show you that this is Harad, and then we're going to go into a homology to show that Harad is a is an Idumean. Where is that? Well, right there. This Matthew chapter 2, verse 3. When Harad the king had heard these things, he was troubled, and all in Jerusalem with him. And when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he demanded of them where Hamashiach was born. And they said unto him, in Bethlehem of Judea. For thus it is written by the prophets, and thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, art not the least among the princes of Judah, for out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people Israel. Then Harad, when he had prevailed, called the wise men, inquired of what time the star appeared. Now you can read it, Matthew 6, all the way down and understand how angry he was, and he wanted to pursue to get the Messiah, right? To get the Hamashiach and then kill him. So now I'm about to give you the homology of that. This is talking about Harad. Revelations chapter 12 was talking about Rome. Then later on in Rome, in Revelation 12, when the temple fell because of Vespasian and Titus, they sent an army flood in the land to seek out the Israelites, and they all flee to the African mountains. So we're gonna go to see what it gives us about Harad. So this is Harad right here, right? It say it right here. It says the name of a royal family that flourished among the Jews in the time of Hamashiach and the apostles. Harad the Great was the son of Antipater of Idumea. Idumea is an Edomite. Idumean is an Edomite. This is an Edomite, man. Right? Better yet, like again, I like to prove all things. I don't want people to just, oh no, Idumean is the Muslims. Those are the Ishmaelites. No, these are Edomites. And they showing you Idumeans is living in the land of Esau. Look, come on, man. You gotta always, again, like I said, this is a puzzle. We gotta put the pieces together so that it can look like a finished puzzle, right? Idumean was the Greek name for the ancient land of Edom. So what if he was an Idumean? That means he was an Edomite. Plain and freaking simple, man. That's plain and simple. Idumean, a term that was used in the Hellenistic and Roman periods, also mentioned in the New Testaments, right? Because in most cases, you got to know, you see Israelites is called Gentiles in this name and that name. That was just another name for Edomite, Idumean. That's amazing, man. You know, look, Edom, Hebrew word, it means red. Isn't that what we're going into? The red horse. Edom means red, red horse, red serpent, red dragon. Come on, man. Edom and the Edomites appeared in several written sources related to the Bronze Age and to the Iron Age, right? That goes into the Greeks and then the Roman Empire, right? They go to the Kingdom of Edom. The Kingdom of Edom is right here. See, this is the Kingdom of Edom. There go Basra right here. Basra is right there. And I looked up Idumean, and they're giving me information on Edomites because Edomites are Idumeans, man. Right? So now that y'all seeing that, you get to see that Harad was a so-called Edomite. Right? Yep, I see you. Antipater mentioned in First Maccabees, the 12th chapter, verse 16. Right? Same one. Right? And what is that? He's an Edomite. So now when you see Revelations, when anybody's saying that Ishmael is an Edomite, he's wrong. You know, now, yes, in this time we do say we're mixed because my girl is this race and that race. Ain't no such thing as mixed. Whatever is in your father McNuggets as a seed, as a sperm, that's what the child is. So Edom is Edom, Ishmael is Ishmael, right? So the Romans were Edomites. The Greeks were Edomites, right? And the Americans, the ones that's ruling America, these Europeans, they are Edomites. When you look at the Amalekites or the Amalek, the Juju beings, I'm not saying the name because they'll, report your page because YouTube is ran by a small hat. Those are Edomites, right? So now that we got that, Lord willing, that made sense to y'all. Lord willing, you got it. Let's go back to Revelation 6 because we covered the red part. Did Harad have power? Didn't he have authority in the time of Yahawashi? Yes. He said, and I showed you Theodore Roosevelt. The horse represents power. He sits on a high seat of authority, but they have human power, right? That's the difference between him and Yahawashi. So again, Revelation 6 and 4, and there went out another horse that was red. And we just seen when we was looking up Edom, it means red. So this is really talking about Esau. It says, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. And this is John the Revelator seeing a vision. But of course, he's seeing it literal of what it is, but explaining it in this way, right? Because the Lord did let him see a red horse, but the red horse, just like Nebuchadnezzar's dream, just like Jeremiah and Pharaoh's dream, it will look like this, but when it's broken down, it actually has a meaning. So the red horse is Esau. So we already dealt with who's red, and I think we're going to attack. He takes peace from the earth, right? This is how he take peace from the earth. We're gonna go to Psalms. We're gonna try to nip it all in one. The sword and taking peace from the earth. We're gonna try to kill it all in one. Because the sword goes back to Esau. That's Genesis 27, right? This is Psalms chapter 2, verse 1 and 2. It says, why do the heathen rage? Starting with Esau, and the people imagine a vain thing. What is the vain thing that they're imagining? This is a question. They're imagining that they can take, that they can go against the Lord. They're imagining what they can do to you. Psalms 83. Did they not do crafty counsel and make you go low? But it was really the Lord that did it. They think they're the all be all, right? Verse 2, it says, the kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord Yahweh and his anointed, saying, right? They go against the Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and they go against his chosen, the people of Israel. Just because you live in a country with all different nations, guess what? It was made like this. In other captivities, other nations was there. But when we're talking about the Bible, everything revolves around the Israelites and the Edomites. Those are the main characters. That's why the white horse and the red horse is the main two of this prophecy, which is Yahawashi and Esau. So their counsel together is against the Heavenly Father. This is why they try to make themselves like God. Then they change the image of Yahawashi. Then they change the images of the other judges and put them in movies, right? And then what they doing to the saints? They're giving you GMO. They're making your women dress like whores, promoting you into sin. Because the more they know it, the more you sin, the more you're going to be at the bottom. But guess what? They ain't going to win because only a few, only the Lord only needs a few. I see that brother right there. The brother just put a precept. So before I go anywhere, let me bring out what the brother just dropped. The brother just put Obadiah chapter 1, verse 3 and 4. Let's see what he's talking about. This is Obadiah chapter 1, verse 3 and 4. It says, "The pride of thy heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?" That's Malachi chapter 1. He shall build, but I shall tear down. It says, "Though thou exalt thyself as an eagle," is on your dollar bill, let alone in each of their rulership, the Greeks in the Roman Empire and this American European Empire, they always promote an eagle, right? And it says in that eagle, I believe it goes into power, it goes into something else too. It says in though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh. This is a future prophecy, because did they not make a space station? You know, they make they nest amongst the stars, satellites, and so on, things above, right? This is what Esau been doing. When they said somebody landed on the moon, they was already trying to see how far they can go up. They was trying to see if they can put satellites and put something in the air. So when planes is flying, they got radar, and the radar is looking down for them to see airplanes, man. They're trying to have control, right? They exalt themselves as an eagle. What's the example? An eagle got very good eyesight, and when they look at their prey, they look above, and then they sweep down and get you, right? That's a good line up precept, right? And look how he made America and all the places where where his people dwell. He put concrete because he wants to go home, right? This is Psalms chapter 83, and I'm gonna only go to the point where it says they have dead crafty counsel. This is Psalms 83, verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones, which is the Israelites. Starting with Yahawashi, because even these people did crafty against Yahawashi. It says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. This is why naturally when you're born, you don't know who you are. It's not pushed, and you're not taught this in your school. That's why the education is fraud when they're trying to teach you history, but they don't want to teach where the Black, Latinos, and Hispanic and natives come from. It says, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. That confederate, they're allies. They're allies against us, right? And when you look at America, they got the NATO and EU. Those are their allies, and their allies are in one agenda: to subdue the Lord's children, the Lord's people, right? So let's go back. Let's go to Revelation chapter 12. This is Revelation chapter 12. And 9. It says, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Now, this is not talking about the devil was in the Lord's heaven and he went against the Heavenly Father. No. First, the dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil. That's the same serpent in the time of Eve, the same serpent that went into Cain, right? Because what did he get? He got cursed, and he became a symbol, and he was the first so-called Edomite because the Lord took his melon away, and he was cursed, and he didn't have no melon, right? And then later on, that same serpent spirit went into the actual nation of Esau in the flesh, right? And he became a manipulator and deceiver in the earth. Did he not lie to his father? He was really complaining about Jacob taking his birthright, but he didn't. He actually sold it to him for some raw pottage, right? He's a liar, you know. And it says, which deceiveth the whole world. Ain't he taking the peace out the earth, starting with the children of Israel? He deceived the earth by calling himself God, and he's not. 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 in verse 4, right? He was cast out into the earth, right? And his angels were cast out with him. Those angels goes into his fighter jets, his stealth planes, the things that he have that's a symbol of his power, right? And I'm gonna show you something that I came across, especially when the one elder was bringing it out. But when you go to the serpent, when you go to Cain, when you go to Esau, that's how you show reincarnation is real. The spirit was reincarnated in another flesh. So you had the serpent, which was really a man. The serpent went into that spirit he had was in Cain, and then that same spirit, after the nations got back on the earth, when Esau was born out of Isaac, Esau was created with that same spirit, that same old spirit. Now, now this is called rapid engineering, deployable heavy operational repair, squadron engineers. This is made by Esau. You see how we're going into the red horse? This is red horse. Rapid engineer deploy, heavy operational repair squadron engineer. This all spells red horse. Rapid engineer deployable, red, heavy operational repair squadron engineer, horse. Red Horse squadrons are the United States Air Force heavy construction units. Their combat engineering capabilities are similar to those of the U.S. Navy Seabees in the U.S. Army Heavy Construction Organization, right? And this is just the same mindset of Rome, the same mindset of the Greeks, right? Have the same motion. We can't make this up, you know? Red Horse. Can't make this up, man. Esau know who they is, man, you know? But this is where, when we go to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3, the son of perdition is being revealed. Ever since we start waking up in this truth, every day the son of perdition is being revealed in what they done, right? So Revelations 9 again, 12 and 9, the great dragon was cast out, the old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. This is not talking about heavens in the sky. No, this is talking about heavens in the earth, right? When Michael and when Yahawashi come, they're going to fight. They're going to fight. They're going to fight Esau, right? Because when you go back up, I believe I'm gonna come back to this. I believe I'm gonna come back to this later on. Yeah, I'm gonna come back to this later on. I don't want to spoil it for y'all, right? So I want to go back to Revelation 6 again, because we want to catch the point about he was gonna have a great sword, right? So the great sword is gonna line up who is this red horse, this red power directed to, right? Got to put the pieces together. Revelation 6 and 4 again. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, which we just covered, and they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword, right? And you got to think, when we go to Isaiah 54 and 16, the sword is a weapon. What is Esau's greatest weapon that he made? The bomb. That's his greatest weapon. He's just going to be great with weapons. His greatest weapon today is a nuke, a bomb. That's his greatest weapon. People are not fighting with swords, really. They got guns, they got bombs, they got grenades, they got nukes where they can go from continent to continent, right? He was blessed with a weapon. He was blessed with weapons, man. Not just one sword. Sword goes into weapon. This is Genesis chapter 27, and I'm going to read 36 to 40. It says, and he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright. No, he didn't. You sold it. And behold, now he have taken away my blessing. No, because it was already ordained. When he gave up the birthright, it was already meant for Jacob to have that blessing. Because you remember, the elder should serve the young. So for him to serve, for Esau to serve the young, that blessing was supposed to automatically go to Jacob. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto him, Father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also. Or my father Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the end of the dew of the heaven from above. Right? They got control of all of this, man. They got the fatness of the earth. And guess what? Out of all the nations of the earth, who are the 2 people that got the fatness of the earth? Esau and Jacob. Jacob and Esau. Jacob is going to have it more plentiful because we're going to have glorified bodies. We're going to be able to travel to the other mansions that the Lord created outside of this earth, right? We're going to be able to fly to the fourth, back to the 3rd dimension, right? If you got glorified bodies and then you're going to be like Yahawashi, don't never think you're gonna only be on earth. Don't ever think that you're not gonna be doing things that Yahawashi was doing, because he said we're gonna do greater things than him. He said he go and prepare a place for us. What? Heaven is on earth, but he said he goes to prepare a place for us. So we got other things we're gonna be doing outside of this earth, right? So we're gonna have the fatness of the earth. We're gonna control this, and of the dew of heaven above. So guess what? They control the things of the air. That's why they're making a space station. We're gonna have the dew of the heavens above the firmament, which Esau is trying to search. We're going to be able to go deep down in the ocean where Esau can never go. Being in this human flesh, we can't do that much. Why? When you go swimming, your ears get plugged. You get a lot of pressure because you can't go that far down because of this body. When you fly up, your ears up pop. You can't go too high up because this body can't handle that pressure. The Lord created it a certain way so man cannot go that high up. And if niggas was really in space, their ears would definitely be plugged and popped, right? Because the Lord didn't create this body to go that high up and that far down. When we get glorified bodies, we're going to do imaginable things, my brothers and sisters, right? So I would just explain the fatness of the earth and the dews of heaven above for me, for us, and what Esau have now. Now, verse 40 is the point. It says, and by the sword shalt thou live, right? By thy weapon shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Did he not break it when Solomon was about to fall, or David? Esau broke that yoke, and he went to his own land and started to make his own little kingdom and put a king over. They put a king over their nation. That's when Esau started to establish himself, when he moved under the yoke of David and Solomon, because David was having Esau in a chokehold. But it was meant for us to fall. It was meant for us to go into captivities because we were really created to have immortality, right? So the point on this one is to line up with Revelation 6:4. That great sword is just to show that this great sword was given to Esau, right? And I just showed you the rapid engineer, right? Which was a sign of red horse, which lines up with power, right? Their armies, what is Esau's army? Where did he get that from? From the Greeks. the Romans, and it's Americans, right? The Americas, right? So let's go back again, line up the puzzle. We almost out of here. Revelation chapter 6, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. This happened in the Greeks. This happened in the Rome. In the Greeks, what they do, they did the Hellenization and removing people from their laws. They was hanging us when we were keeping our laws, killing our sons, our wives, or the father if they circumcised the son, or they was doing a Shabbat. And even the Romans, in that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. And we just found that out. So now um, he was given power. It says, and power was given to him. So now, if we see that power was given to him, let's go to Job. Let's go to a classic, Job chapter 9 and verse 24. This right here is plain. I know a lot of brothers that's in this faith. We always bring this out. We always bring this out. Right. So Job 9 and 24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and he covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So who's the one out of all nation that covered the faces of the judges? The prophets, the apostles, and Yahawashi. You got them in churches. You go on Google. You can look on the internet, look up Jesus pictures, look up the disciples. They changed the judges' images and made it themselves. Let's get a precept to line up with it. We go to First Maccabees. First Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 48. 48 is the point. I want you to know that in this time, the Israelites was getting so afflicted, they decided to fast, and then they was reading the law around this time. And they just show you as an example that that the heathen read out the same book, and they made the images of their likeness. So I'm gonna read up just so you can see that these are Israelites. This is First Maccabees chapter 3, verse 46. It says, wherefore the Israelites assembled themselves together and came to Mashpha over against Jerusalem. For in Mashpha was the place where they prayed aforetime in Israel. So these are the Israelites. Then they fasted that day and put on sackcloth and cast ashes upon their heads and rent their clothes and laid open the books of the law. So the Israelites has opened up the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. So the Israelites is reading out the law, the same spot where the heathen opened up this book and made the likeness of themselves. How, if we're reading out the Bible, you don't see no pictures? Because back then in history, Israelites was painting. That's why when you look in the Renaissance, what was they known for in the time of Bogea? They were having people paint pictures of themselves. So even Israelites was doing it. When you go into the Vatican in the basement, you go to Russia, in other places in Europe, they have paintings of Israelite brown skin, light skin, dark skinned brothers, even women that depicted on the ancient people. We wasn't worshiping these images. We were just painting them as a memory. We wasn't making statues. We were making just pictures. This is just like what you do. What do you do in your house? You take pictures of your kids, your wife, and whatever, and you use it as a memorial of remembrance of, we did that a year ago. Oh, look how we was looking 4 days ago. We were doing monument pictures of the men of the Lord. So what would cause them to make an image of themselves if it was no pictures? Because it was pictures, you know. Then even when you go to Second Ezra, the 14th chapter, you can find out that the heathen burnt our books, right? I see you, brother. I'll bring it out because you dropped it. The brother dropped a classic, Second Ezra the 55th chapter, second Ezra, the 6th chapter, verse 55 to 56. When you go to 54, it shows that all of us come from Adam, even the chosen people. God's people come from Adam too. Verse 55, all this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. Who did he make the world for? For the chosen people's sake, because we were supposed to be on high. Especially when you look at the Jacob and Esau, Esau's supposed to serve. All nations were supposed to be under us, but we failed. Verse 56, it says, as for the other people which also come from Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing but to be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel, like that little small spectacle that's in your cup or your pocket. That's what the other nations is worth, all the nations. When you go to, I think is Sirach 51 or 50, is a verse where it says there's three things he hate. Is the Samaritans, the Philistines, and one nation that doesn't consider to be a nation. Those are Edomites. You read in the G&T, it tells you the Edomites don't deserve to be a nation. So these same nations that are spittle, the Lord let them be rulers over us, right? But the world was supposed to be for our sake. So what did Esau do when he got power? He made the images of himself so that we could start to worship him. That goes with Wisdom of Solomon, the 14th chapter, in verse 12 down. That goes into Caesar Borgia, where his father, Pope Alexander VI, made an image of his son because he was weary because his son died, right? And he made an image and put it four corners of the earth to deceive the people. And like after the time of the Renaissance, where they really, the rebirth was still continue, and they went to go search the unknown lands. They put that damn Jesus statue all the way in Brazil, and it deceived our people, you know. So that was good. That was good. That brother over there reading the brother's mind. So now we got that low end that lined up with y'all. We're gonna go to Obadiah chapter 1, verse 6. Obadiah 1 and 6. And it's amazing when you start getting into the prophecies and these lessons, it lets you look how all of this was calculated by the Lord. This is how deep this thing is, man. So Obadiah 1 and 6, it says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? How? Through the scriptures. Blessed is he that readeth, that heareth the prophecies and do them. This is how he sought out. Without this Bible, we would not know. Oh, yeah, brother, I would know. No, none of us. We got to be humble. I'm saying it in a humbly, for even for myself. I would have never knew I was an Israelite. I would have never knew none about Esau if I didn't have the Bible. If you really put it in your mind, the Bible wasn't even here at all. Never, ever, ever, never was, never could have, never been, right? How would you know you was an Israelite? How would you know about the people, the Israelites? How would you know about Esau unless the Lord revealed it to us? Second Ezra 15. Let's get it. It said, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things thought up? We're gonna show you. The Lord made it easy for us on this side, but the truth is hard. But he made it easy for us. I ain't gonna lie to you. There's no excuses why we can't get this. This is Second Ezra chapter 15. I bring this out fluently, verse 1 and 2. It says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. This is what we're doing right now. The prophecy of the white horse and the red horse, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord Yahawashi, Yahawashi, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. A lot of us got physical Bibles, man, men and women. That's a future prophecy, man. Back then, women did not have no damn Bibles. They didn't have the scrolls. They had to go to the men of the Lord to hear the word of the Lord. Now the Lord blessed all of us where you actually had a Bible in front of you. And these words is faithful and true. This is why. This is how he's revealed. The brother put a scripture on the screen. He put 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 3. But if the gospel be hid, It is hid to them that are lost, right? That's Romans chapter 11, verse 7. You know, it was hidden from them because they was lost, man. Only the election is going to get this. Some people are, man, Esau this, no, this and that. Some people are not going to get this whole Bible, man, because the thing is hidden from them, you know. Let's get another one. It said, how are the things of Esau searched out, and how are his hidden things sought up, right? Let's go to a classic of classics. This is 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. This is plain. Then you got what is it? 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 16. The scriptures it's a doctrine to know about Esau. You know, that's part of the doctrine, knowing who Esau is. Where I'm going. Yep, 15. This is 2 Timothy 2 and 15. It says, study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. We're rightly dividing the word of truth to find out who Esau is. That's how he sought out. That's how we know who this mother sucker is. He the new nigga. When the kingdom come, Esau is the new nigga. This is how he sought out, man. Even more, I'm going to show you another prophecy, what happened to Israel. This is how he sought out. The famine of the falling away had to happen, you know, before Yahawashi come back. What had to happen before Yahawashi? Us getting raised up back into the knowledge of the Lord. Us remembering who we are. As soon as the elect get the remembrance of who they is, Yahawashi is on his way, baby. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. And I'm going to read verse 2 just to show you all this has to happen before Yahawashi come back. It says that ye be not soon shaken in mind or be troubled, neither by spirit nor by word, nor by letter as from us, as that the day of Hamashiach is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means. For that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, in that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. The son of perdition is Esau, man. Right? How are we going to be revealed? Through the scriptures. Some of us is being revealed by the men of the Lord teaching you, doing lesson upon lesson. That's why these lessons are very important. Each lesson that you do is revealing, is taking a layer off from what you don't know. Even if you do know, it's going against the flesh. The flesh don't want you to master this. This is not the movie, The Book of Eli, where you're supposed to memorize everything in the verse. You're supposed to believe in these things. If Yahawashi don't come in another 10 years and you read the whole Bible, do you think it's the end all be all? No, you got to continue to read and continue to teach this word, because the left-hand side ain't going to stop. Just because you know the Bible, you know this and that, they're going to stop bothering you? No. Every day, and you're still in this dumb ass flesh. You know, the enemy don't want you to read this. The enemy don't want you to know prophecy. So each day, this is how he sought out. We're not ignorant by his inventions, right? When you go to verse 4 in 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 4, right? A lot of us is lost because the devil that ruled his place, he created things to distract you. He created things that make you look. When we was in slavery, we had a better chance of reading at that time than a lot of niggas do now. You can freely read now, but Esau's creating so much traffic in this world, the business, the social media. Oh man, I don't want to work. Let me do a TikTok. Let me slap my hips all the damn time. Let me make people laugh, but I believe in the Lord. They make it so many avenues that take you away from your purpose, right? So 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4, it says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worship, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Who is doing that? Now that we get to see, what picture do you see in the church that's that symbol as Jesus or symbol as God sitting on the throne? Esau, man. So how is he being sought out? How is things being revealed to us? Through the scriptures, man. That's how we're able to know. This is how we're able to get back into the remembrance of who we are. None of us can remember none of this shit if it's not for the scriptures, man. because the scriptures is faithful and true, you know. So now we going back to Revelations 12, because I believe we got that. Revelations 12, and we're going to read verse 7 now. I told you I was going to go back. We got to put the puzzle together to complete it. You know, just because you got a puzzle box and you ain't putting the pieces together, ain't no puzzle. We got to put the pieces together. So when we done with this lesson, it's going to be a beautiful puzzle of understanding the white horse, the red horse, Yahawashi, and Esau. Right? So Revelations 12 and 7. It says, there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. Now, is this talking about the heavenly, where the Most High at? Oh, yeah, brother. I seen it in the movie of Hercules. They was fighting in the heavens. No, brother. Sorry, brother. You go sit down, eat a sandwich. No, this is talking about war on earth. Earth is even a heaven. So, Michael, when we go to Daniel the first chapter, Daniel the 12th chapter, let me go to that. Let me go to that over here. Daniel the 12th chapter. This is Daniel the 12th chapter, verse 1. And let's even go with Jacob's trouble. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, which is Jacob trouble, Jeremiah 30 and 7, and such as never was since there was a nation, even to the same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. Right? He's going to come and deliver us. Yahawashi is going to have all his angels go four corners of the earth and beam us up. So Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. Let's talk about the other angels, starting with Yahawashi, which is the top angel, the top guy, Michelangelo, Gabriel, Raphael, so on and so on and so on and so on and so on. Because Yahawashi is coming with thousands and thousands of chariots, thousands and thousands of angels, and they're going to fight against the dragon. Is this a literal dragon? Is this Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter? No, this is a nation that is a symbol of a dragon. A dragon is a serpent. That same serpent is the old serpent, that devil in verse 9. The same serpent that was in the garden with Adam and Eve. The same serpent that was in the flesh of Cain, his spirit, and then that became a nation, which was Esau. Right? It says, and the dragon fought in his angels. Who is this dragon's angels? His fighter is his fighter jets, his stealth bombers, right? Those in extra. Those is all his angels, right? The little space station or the thing that they making where Elon Musk and the military is making that is going to be in the sky. A lot of us don't pay attention when Ronald Reagan said what he said. We have to come as a nation and prepare for a war outside of the earth. The elite is telling these people. Some people don't know about the aliens and all of that, but some of the elites is choosing people that they will tell and let them know, right? Because why would they make these certain things? Why would the Vatican have a laser beam that's pointed to outer space called Lucifer? For what? For what, Sway? You know, the top elites, just like how we're working to serve the Lord and come back into the knowledge. The elite, the Lord have given them the knowledge of understanding who the children of people is, and that Yahawashi is coming back. Did you know the Romans, Herod, he was afraid of this Messiah because he believed it, but he was a carnal man. He wasn't no Israelite. He didn't have no faith, but he was afraid. Guess what? Could he overcome the Lord? No. He kept looking for Yahawashi, could never kill him. Yahawashi had to lay his life down because the Lord didn't orchestrate Esau to kill him before he was supposed to kill him. So Esau right now, if Russia don't like America, they can just bomb us right now. Why are they not doing it? Because the Lord is holding back the wind. Revelation chapter 7, he tells the angels to hold back the four winds. They're not literally four corners of the earth holding the wind. This is something spiritually where that wind is that destruction. Soon as the Lord tell them to let it go, these Russia, whatever nations against America, they're going to press that button and the nukes are going to fall where they're supposed to be directed. That's part of his angels, man. Right? So I'm going to read verse 8. It says, and travailed not, neither was their place found anymore in heaven. What does that mean? They're not going to win. And prevailed not, they're not going to win. Their power against the white horse, against Yahawashi, his angels, they're not going to win. Yahawashi, and the angels, they're going to win. Neither was their place found anymore. Why? Because their capital, when Esau's capital, Basra is the capital. Even though the elites don't live here, the elites live in London, they live in everywhere else. When they're a capital estate, their prized possession fall, all of Esau's rulership will crumble. Their prize, their capital estate is America. America, and the Lord chose a lot of us to live in America. There's a lot of Israelites everywhere else, and there's brothers I know in Australia that's saying, man, America gonna be destroyed. They all the way in Australia teaching that America gonna be destroyed, because this is the face of Esau, right? America is the military might of the beast. London, in London, freaking Paris and them, that is the finance of the beast. Rome is the religion of the beast. You have to understand these scriptures is fake. These is real. And why I'm doing this lesson, the elite is already plotting their demise every day. Every day the men of the Lord is doing a lesson. You have to know the left-hand side got them working daily. Right? Hold on. Let me get a side precept, because some telling me to get it. I believe it is Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 33. I believe 33 and 14. I'm gonna show you something in the scriptures real quick. This is Sirach, Ecclesiastes chapter 33. 14 is the point, but I'm gonna read 13 to 15. It says, as the clay is in the potter's hand, the potter is Yahawashi to fashion it at his pleasure. So man is in the hand of him that made him, to render to them as liketh him best. Good is set against evil, life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So look upon all the works of the Most High. There are two, and two against another. So you got to understand the righteous angels is against the left side angels, right? And we are the ones that the angels is pouring, because the righteous starting with the elect men, those are the messengers in the flesh, where we teaching the word, bringing out the word, we praying for the people. And then you got the left-hand side. Those are the messengers for the wicked. You know, the angels on the left-hand side of the Lord, the false prophets are the messengers for non-believers. You know, and that's crazy. Like, you got false teachers. Their job is to teach falsely to bring in more that's going to be destroyed. So the good is against the evil, life against death. The ones that have that got life within them is the elect. They're going to receive it in the end. The ones that's going to receive death, what is it? First Revelation chapter 1 verse 18. Yahawashi already, he has the power to put you into that lane of life, getting that eternal life. Yahawashi has the power to put you in the lane of death, right? And it says, so is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So when you in this truth and out this truth, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You are always against the odd. You're always. So if you're trying to live righteous, you have to know you're really fighting a battle against the unrighteous, the ungodly. Even more when you pick up this Bible talking to the men, when you teach it, you're against the opposite. Plain and simple. What he's saying in Philippians 6 and 12. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities in high places. Right? We're really fighting a spiritual battle that you can see, but you can't really see. Because imagine if you could see spirits. Oh my goodness, it'd be terrifying. Seeing a unrighteous, the unrighteous spirit on the left hand side is gonna be wearing a white robe, just like the spirits on the right hand side of the Heavenly Father. That's amazing. So I'm gonna read verse 9 again. Revelation 12 and 9. It says, the great dragon was cast out, and the old serpent called the devil And Satan, which deceiveth the whole world, he was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out. The serpent was cast out from the garden after with Adam and Eve, and then that what happened to Cain? He was cast out as a looking like a vagabond, but nobody. He said, "Man, people are gonna kill me." The Lord said, "No, none of us can touch him, or we was gonna be accursed." Right? So he was cast out. Then the old serpent called the devil. Right? Who is that same serpent? That's the serpent that was dealing with Eve. That's just a reincarnation of the spirit that Esau had on the left hand side. He was created to go off, right? And Satan, which deceiveth the whole world, he was cast out into the earth, and his angels was cast out with him. Now, the Lord didn't make him like that. His heart was already known, because he was already known to go off, because that was his purpose as a creation, to go off from the womb, right? We got a few more and then we out. We got a few more and then we are out, family. So now you seen when we went to verse 7 that he was going to make war. Michelangelo, he's a sign of he's fighting with Yahawashi. That's on the white horse. This devil, this dragon is the sign of the red horse. That's fighting with Esau, fighting for Esau, right? So we just gonna go back to a precept that we already brought out, which is Psalms chapter 2 and verse 1 and 2. And then I guess we'll probably just close. So this is Psalms chapter 2, verse 1 and 2. It says, "Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord Yahweh and against his anointed, saying, Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us." Right? "And he that sitteth in heaven shall laugh, and the Lord Yahawashi shall have them in derision." The Lord is laughing at these niggas because they think that they're going to be able to come against. Hold on, wait a minute. So if the Lord going to laugh at them, what did it say in verse 8, Revelation 12 and 8? And prevailed not, neither was their place found anymore in heaven. They ain't going to win. These niggas ain't going to win. That's why the Lord is laughing at them. You's an idiot, man. The Lord is laughing at these things. He's laughing at them through the spirit, man. Right? In the NLT, it says, "And the dragon lost the battle, and he and his angels was forced out of heaven." That heaven, they was forced out of their rulership. They was forced out of their position. That's why they hiding in the bunkers. You other Edomites and you other nations that live in America, y'all gonna all be destroyed. People really think America gonna last forever. America is done. This is the capital estate. Basra was destroyed. He said, "They shall build, I shall tear down." Rome was overtaken. In the later end of Rome, you had Israelites, you had black, brown brothers ruling Rome. You know, you got to understand, Esau is good. He built it, all of this. He said it in Malachi. The Lord said, he said, "He shall build, but I will tear down." Malachi 1 and 4, he said, even though he know that he was going to tear down, he said, "I shall rebuild the desolate places." Canada, America, Europe, right? Switzerland, Sweden, right? All these places where Esau is ruling, where all these elites is planting their foot, they rebuild it. They rebuild it, the desolate places, man, for their own liking. And guess what? All of it is going to be destroyed. The dragon lost the battle. See? And prevailed not. They're going to lose. And they're thinking of an evil thing against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi, and they ain't going to make it. What you're going to do when you are burning? So for another example, they're going to try to go against the Lord, right? I'm going to just show you this real quick. Second Ezra, the 13th chapter. I'm not going to read all of it, so you could probably read verse 1 all the way to 13. But I'm going to just show you one, because Yahawashi is coming on a mountain, because that horse that he has is power. So let's just show, let's close it out with, with Yahawashi coming back with power. So the second Ezra chapter 13, verse 3, it says, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. Right? This is Yahawashi. This is that man. And when he turned his countenance, he looked. All the things trembled that were seen under him. Right? People are afraid. It says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld. This is not a literal fire out his mouth. No, anything that Yahawashi speak, the chariot is going to do. Even if he tell the angels to do something, they're going to do. That just shows his authority, his power. Right? Verse 5, it says, after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. This is not the sea that's in the ocean. This is the sea above. He's coming from the heavens, right? Where we would call space above the firmament, right? And all the multitude of men is dealing with all Esau, because you got to know World War III is happening on the earth. They throwing all their bombs where they throwing it. Then they're going to turn and try to make war with Yahawashi and the heavenly angels. We already seen Michael. He's going to stand up. And you see Michael is a sign of, the heavenly angels that's going to be fighting against the devil, right? Verse 6, it says, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. Mountain is another example of power, or mountain is another example of government. A mountain is another example of a chariot. He said he flew on a great mountain. Go look at the movie Everest. Everest is one of the biggest mountains of the world, the biggest mountain in the world. It says, I would have seen the region or place where out the hill was graven, and I could. So the mountain was as big as a region, a state, or a country. America is a country. So his chariot can be as big as that country. The whole earth, man, like he's going to cover, he's going to cover this whole America probably. Most likely he's going to cover this whole place. Go look at the movie Independence Day. That chariot was small. It covered damn near all of New York. But his chariot is going to be so big, everybody's going to see Yahawashi, man. They're going to see the power. People are going to be afraid. And guess what? Esau's so prideful. Revelations, the 9th chapter. They're not going to even repent for what they done. They're going to still, we just seen it. They're going to still try to they're going to be afraid, but they're going to still try to make war with them. That's how you know these mother suckers don't got the breath of life in them. Verse 8, it says, after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yes, durst fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up hand nor sword, nor held a sword, nor any instrument of war. So that take away when it says he had a bow. Yahawashi is a weapon. The chariot is a weapon. It says, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. Now remember, this is a vision to give you the more sense. The chariots are going to bring out beams, just like the government has a video of looking at the radar of a chariot chasing a missile. A chariot was chasing a missile that was flying to a target, and the chariot disabled it and broke it down with a laser, and then just flew it and vanished away. The Lord is coming with great power, man. So verse 11, it says, they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude, which was prepared to fight, and burnt them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. And when I saw this, I was afraid. He was afraid, and he seen a vision of it. He seen a vision of it, and he was afraid. We're reading this. Some of us have dreams and be like, oh man, it felt real. This man had a vision and felt afraid. You know what I'm saying? I'd be trying to watch action-packed movies. I'd be trying to watch death action-packed movies to have my thought it's going to get worse than that. It's going to be like this, like that. I want to be prepared for what's to come, because Some of us get scared and we try to change our judgment. You know, like when you like, man, I ain't afraid to get on that roller coaster. I just was saying this to my household. I ain't afraid of this. Then you get on that, you get right on that roller coaster seat. Then you like, nah, never mind. I want to get out. And you take the buckle out and you climb out. Some of us might not want to get in the ride. Like, I want to go. And the ride start moving and you can't. It's over. It's over. So we need to prepare ourselves. If you're not working the work of Yahawashi, you're going to be dead. 2/3 is dying on this side, man. 2/3 is dying. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want my family to be a part of it. But I can't make them. They got to keep following my footsteps, let alone I got to keep pushing them to have faith in the Lord. Because if anybody on this side ain't going to do it, the Lord is going to give you double in the kingdom. Right? If you lose anybody to the faith, like if somebody dying for the faith, you're going to get them back in the kingdom. You're going to get them back. If somebody die in the name of Yahweh, you're going to get them back. You know, this is just a part-time thing, but we have to enjoy the ride and we have to endure to the end. The white horse is on his way, baby. The red horse is here already. The red horse is already here, preparing his equipment. Already here. Right? The one that's riding the white horse, he's on his way. He's standing next to the Father, but he's on his way. His time is different than us. The Lord declared the end before the beginning. So really, when you look at this, this is already done. It already happened. Us being in the flesh, we got to live through it. Because the days of the Lord, one day to the Lord is 1,000. So it already happened. He already know how the end is going to be. So if he know what the end is going to be, it already happened. If you had power to go in the future or control the future or control the past, you already know what's going to happen. You have that power. The Lord got the power to know all things except for when he's going to return. The Heavenly Father knows everything. So it already happened. So now that we got this lesson, Lord willing, you continue to serve Yahawashi, Yahawashi. Because Yahawashi is coming back, man. And he's coming to get his elect. So again, beautiful lesson. I feel like I was edifying myself. All praises to the one true power. All praises to the one true power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. I'm going to give you a nice video to watch just to motivate you on your way out. Lord willing, everybody was edified. And if you wasn't, hey, maybe you got to rewatch it. And if you still ain't edified, hey, maybe someday. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. But with that, shalom. Shalom.
Understanding the power that Yahawashi is getting ready to come with. The earth is going to be in a state of chaos and destruction. And we know what it is. It's the time of destruction. And we know what it is. This is what we're going to need to be delivered from. All this is what we're going to need to be delivered from here in the States. All this is while that Third World War is going on. While that Yahawashi is going to make his appearance. This is why it says, behold, clouds from the east. This is why it says, and from the north unto the south, meaning they're going to cover the skies. And they are very horrible to look upon, full of wrath and storm.
Behold, clouds from the east and from the north unto the south, clouds and they are very horrible to look upon, full of wrath and storm. And they shall smite one upon another, wrath and they shall